According to research, resilience has key impacts on both your physical and mental health. Studies by the University of Florida and the University of California show that resilient athletes are 35% more likely to succeed after an injury. For more than 5 million American youth, they get injured playing their sport every year. This pulls them away from their sport as well as their lives. Just imagine being at the top of your game when things suddenly go black. Recovery can take weeks, months, or worse, years. This recovery process can hinder the athlete in so many ways. Physically, they cannot play their sport, but mentally, they can get injured so much worse. Imagine a runner crippled by an ACL tear. Morning runs and cardio sessions turn into physical therapy and doctor visits. For more than 50% of youth, sports can be an outlet for stress, and the loss of that outlet can lead to feelings of frustration, anxiety, and for some, isolation. But what is a sports injury? It's an injury that occurs during physical activity. Sounds simple. But not every scrape and bruise is going to end your career. It's not something that forces you out of something that you love. Something that forces you out is something so frustrating that it can put you out of control. Recovering will never, ever, ever look like this. It will never be a straight line. Recovery breaks your routine, breaks your confidence, and it will often break your identity as an athlete. Because that constant cycle that many athletes look forward to of training, game, off day, training, having fun with your friends, is something that many of us as athletes and people look forward to because it's simple, predictable, and it's relaxing. But when it goes from that to ice, doctor visits, physical therapy sessions, telling your coach when you might be back, it gets draining. I remember my friend broke his ankle during wrestling practice one time. Most people thought that it was just a sprain, but he knew it would be much worse. However, he did not give up on his passion. In fact, just a month ago, he placed at districts. And 2 weeks ago, he was wrestling against the best people in the state. But he didn't wait to get there. He pushed through and got where he wanted to be. I remember sitting at home with my broken wrist, watching TV. I wanted to be at practice. While some athletes yearn for time off, I yearned to be back. Instead of waiting, I created a plan on how I could get back before the end of the season. But there were many issues to overcome. Obviously, I had a broken wrist. I can't play baseball with that. But I also started to develop a mental block, which I'll talk about in a moment. But me and my coach decided that it would be best if I were to just show up to practice. Without this little push to get back, I might still have a mental block. Granted, this is only my experience to overcome. At least 4,999,999 other youth athletes in the U.S. alone go through this struggle each year. If you're feeling stuck and unmotivated, what I have to say is this. Would you rather be sad later that you didn't do anything to get better? Or be happy and proud of yourself afterwards that you got better, you got up, and you got to where you wanted to be? There were many difficulties in overcoming my mental block. The biggest one to overcome was that nobody knew if I was going to be well enough to play that season. This affected both my physical health as well as my mental health. And yet, through this struggle, I realized that helping to teach and coach other players on my team would help me. And each person needs to find their own thing to help them push through. These tactics can help more than just athletes. Knowing how to overcome challenges in your work, your personal relationships can also be extremely valuable. The ability to push through, adapt, and maintain a strong mindset is something that affects all walks of life. Mental impacts can be extremely confusing to go through. Do not worry, this is normal. For me, I struggled to see why it was happening to me. I thought that it was somebody else's fault, when in reality, I was the one holding myself back. I realized I wanted more from my sport than I already had. So I decided to get better and focus on the process of getting to play the best I can all the time. A former coach of mine told me this: good athletes train so that winning is common, and yet great athletes train so that winning is certain. At first, I thought this meant that athletes who work harder will win more, or get rewarded with more resources and chances to win more yet again. Over time, I realized that yes, you need skill to get better. That's almost a guaranteed. But you need to want to push through. If you wish to give up and give up on your passion, go right ahead. I won't stop you. But if you want to improve in job, personal relationships, or anything else that you're striving, you need to want it. If you're feeling stuck and unmotivated, all it takes is the determination to keep moving forward, even when progress seems slow. Because resilience is never a solo project. Entire families, teams, and communities must push through together. This is a photo of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, a professional baseball team playing in remembrance of their late teammate, Tyler Skaggs, who passed away on July 1st, 2019. These players were playing at their home stadium for the first time without their beloved family member. Not only did they win, they threw a no-hitter, which is one of the hardest feats in all of sports. This moment pushes beyond sports. It speaks to the human capacity to persist through adversity. In athletics or life, resilience is what allows people to move forward. Because ultimately, the true measure of an athlete and a person is not how they perform when things are going well, but how they perform when things are not going their way. Life isn't just about winning or losing. It's about growing through the struggle and realizing these experiences shape who you are, who you want to be, and who you will be. Thank you.